everybody, what's going on today? It's gonna be me at the farm for a little bit, and Jane's coming up later. She had to do some business stuff, work at her business for a little bit this morning. I went to one feed store this morning. I'm heading up to a second feed store now, and then going to the farm. We got a lot of stuff that we need to get done. I need to get a pig waterer going for sure. I'd like to get the pig's ears tagged today, and I need to start working on the polywire hot wire system and get them trained up for that. I also need to work on where they're going to be, where the pigs are going to be going, and we also have a chicken coop that we need to finish building. So we got a day full. Alright, so I'm now at the farm and getting ready to set up this water. So I got these pig waterers. Basically when they hit this little rod in here, water comes out, and they can drink it from there. It's a tapered end, so you just need to find a bit that's big enough for your first part of it, and then not too big for your end of it. So it looks like it's going to be a 3/4 bit for me. Take a look at the pigs and see about how far we need to come up. Alright. So I think if I go right about here, that should be pretty good. I think I'm going to do one on this side. You're supposed to put Teflon on this, but I don't have any Teflon, so it's just gonna go in here like this, and if I need Teflon, I'll bring some Teflon out with me tomorrow. Yeah, so 3/4 looks like it's about perfect. Looks like I'll get a good tight fit. Also, if you have a lot of pigs, you can put this down at the bottom and raise up the bottom on something else, put it on top of something else, so that you have a lot more water in there before you have to fill it up. But we don't have a whole lot of pigs. We only got 4, so I'm not really too worried about that. This next one I might put a little bit lower, just so if this one's dry, they'd still be able to get water out of this one. But I'm not going to go too much lower. So that way, if we're gone for a couple of days, which I think that this amount of water should last them probably a week once they're big, maybe 2 weeks once they're big. Right now I think it's going to be a long time for them to have this much water. But we'll see. Again, you're supposed to put Teflon on these, but I don't have Teflon on these. We also have one pig that's a little bit smaller, so the one that's lower is probably going to be better for that pig. Alright, so that's going to be our pig water. One down here for the smaller pig, one up here for the bigger pigs, and then if they absolutely need it, they can get to this one. Let's go put it in there and fill it up and see how it looks. Alright, so as you can see, I just put it in there, started filling it up. Pigs are already curious and they're going to figure it out quick. So let's go ahead and take a look over this way. Yeah, that one was about to figure it out right before it went down there. Yep, and they're getting it right now. They already got it figured out, so perfect. And the reason why I only put 2 of the nipples on there instead of 4 is because, yeah, right now as soon as I put it in there, all 4 of them want to be on it. But once it's continuously in there throughout the day, there's never going to be 4 of them on it. It's going to be 1, maybe 2 at the most at a time. So that's why I only went with 2, is just because you have 4 pigs doesn't mean you need 4 of the nipples on there. Alright, so now I'm going to be trying to work on getting these pigs tagged. So the little one, I want tag number 4 because that one was born the latest. It's actually out of a different litter than the other 3. So no, that one's not a runt. It was just from a different litter and born about a week or 2 weeks, I believe, after that first litter. So that's pretty much the only one that I care about, getting its number tagged. Other than that, the other ones can get tagged whatever. The reason for tagging is so that we can keep track of the animals, what we've given them, if they need medications, if they didn't need medications. So it really helps you keep a log on everything. And then it also provides proof for your log saying, you know, this pig is number 4 and here's everything that number 4 has had. Where if you don't have that, you can't really say, well, this pig, I know I gave this, this, and this. There's no proof behind it. So I'm gonna do my best to catch them. I'm pretty bad at it, so wish me luck. Calm down. Calm down. Alright. So, got your tagger loaded up. Alright, so that's the little one that I wanted to tag. Got him with number 4, so that's going good. Alright, got my next one. Got my tagger. Put my tagger here. Watch it. So, this one's going to be number 1. So I'm not hurting him right now. Alright, so you can tell a lot of times that tagging doesn't even bother them.
they just don't really like getting caught and stuff like that. What they're eating right now is spaghetti, some lettuce that was starting to turn, some pulled pork and some meat sauce. Yeah, that's the best way to build trust back up in your animals after you've done something like tag them. Number 4's got to fight for hers because she's a little bit smaller, but she does a good job holding her own. Alright, so now what I got to do is I got an electric fence over here, but I need to run it up and over to get it to the pig pen. I'm gonna raise it up off the post because I don't want to get electrocuted in my face a whole bunch, because I don't learn my lesson about stuff like that. So I'll just be, you know, every day I'll just get electrocuted in the face if I don't put it over top of my head. Alright, so I got my 2 pieces of wood cut, and now I'm gonna put them on there and then run the wire, and once I finish this up I'll show you what it looks like. Just a forewarning, out at the farm here we don't make things pretty, we make them to where they work and to where they make our lives a little bit easier. So that's why I'm putting it like this and not just straight across. Don't expect it to be pretty. So I haven't finished over where the gate is yet. I need to get in with the pigs and run that hot wire down around the bottom to make sure that they get trained to it before I move them over to the new area that we're going to have them, because the new area that we're going to have them in is only hot wire. It doesn't have any woven wire fence or bowl panel or anything like that to keep them from going. So I need to make sure that they know that that wire's hot and that if they touch it they're going to get a shock, so that way they don't get out of that area. So I'm going to start working on that now. Once I finish, I'll show everything that I've done. Alright, so I'm not real sure if you can see it, but those 2 posts right here and here have the wire connected from over here, running up and then down, and then it goes all the way across over to here, and then goes right there and then back into the fence. So that should be good enough to train them up on this hot wire, just enough to where they know that anytime they touch it they're going to get a little zap. Alright, so I got the line running right here. I'm just going to test it and see how many volts we've got. So with this, you've got a ground right here, and then this just hooks onto your hot wire. Looks like we're only getting 3,000 volts here, which means that this is probably grounding out somewhere. So I need to go around and check and see where it's grounding out at. Right here's where I started last week, or where I fixed it up to last week. So I'm gonna go ahead and ground it and hook this on and check to see how many volts I'm getting right here. This is getting about 5,000 volts right here. So I may have a problem before this, but I can actually see a problem right here. I can actually see a problem right here from where I already started today. I'll show you that real quick. You can see right here where this wire is dropping down. It's touching this fence, this bull panel, and that is definitely grounding it out. I think if I cut this top wire right here on the bull panel, that I should be good. And I might even just turn the fence off and grab a pair of pliers and try to bend it this way a little bit. So let me see if I can get that fixed. Alright, so the fence has now been turned off, I think. Yeah, it's off. So I'm going to try to figure out a way if I can bend this backwards a little bit. You know what I might be able to do now that I'm looking at it a little bit better is I bet I can just grab my hammer and a fence staple and staple it a little bit closer. If I can staple that a little bit closer just to keep this wire off of it, it should be good. So let me go grab that. Here's another tip for you real quick. Anytime that you think you're going to need one fence staple or one nail or one screw, go ahead and grab 3, because that's probably how many you're going to need to actually do it. Alright, so I guess I only needed 1 this time, but now you can see that this wire no longer touches that bull panel. So that's one spot that we were grounding out, and while I was sitting over here, I was thinking that over there in this corner, I'm thinking we're probably touching that wood post. Wood's an insulator, so it's also going to take power away from the fence line. So we're gonna go check that out next. Here's another quick tip for you. Those leftover staples from earlier, go ahead and stick them in your pocket. That way, when you forget that they're in there and you leave them in there, your wife has something to yell at you about when she's doing the laundry. Alright, so as you can see, this wire right here is touching this hole, making it ground out. So hopefully this will be a nice quick fix. Alright, now it's no longer touching the wood. Let's go see how many volts we got in the pig pen. Now we'll go ahead and test this out. See how many volts we got. Alright, we're still only at 3,000 volts. I'm gonna go run around the fence and figure out where we're losing voltage at. Alright, so now we're working on mixing up some permethrin for fly control. You just squeeze this till the top here fills up. Mix it with water. This is a concentrate. So you just dilute it with water. I think it's 6 of those to a gallon. I'm using a half-gallon sprayer. Might be 6.5. So I always just add a little bit more just just to be sure. Then put the top on your sprayer. Mix it up a little bit. Alright, so here's a little update. They've been using their water spigots. The electric fence is hot, so they're getting trained on electric fence. I got this done where it goes over the gate so that I don't get shocked in the face when I go through there. All the animals are fed now. I also put this electric wire up in the air so that I don't get shocked in the face over there.